Listen to me, lady. Sometimes the truth hurts, but it's what sets you free. You keep asking yourself, why did he leave me? Why did he treat me that way? Did he ever love me? Let me tell you something straight. Not every man who walks into your life is there to love you. Some come to use you, to take what they need and leave you empty. And when that happens, you don't break down, you wake up. See, when a man truly loves a woman, you don't have to beg for attention, you don't have to chase his affection, and you don't have to question your worth. His actions will tell you everything you need to know. A real man protects your heart, not plays with it. But when a man uses you, he'll drain your energy, your time, and your spirit until you start thinking you're the problem. You're not. You were just loving someone who didn't know how to love you back. You see, sometimes God lets people come into your life to teach you what love is not. You thought he was your forever, but maybe he was just your lesson. Maybe he was there to show you what happens when you ignore the red flags, when you love someone more than you love yourself. And that's okay, because lessons make you wiser. You don't lose when you learn. Love doesn't confuse you. It brings peace. When you're truly loved, you don't have to guess, you don't have to chase, and you don't have to beg. Love is supposed to make you feel safe, not small. But the problem today is that too many people confuse attachment, desire, or convenience with love. A man can say all the right words, send sweet messages, make promises about forever, and still never love you. Because love isn't proven by what someone says. It's shown by what they do, especially when it's inconvenient. When a man loves you, you don't have to question his intentions. You'll feel it in the way he listens, in the way he respects your time, and in how he makes you feel like you matter. But when he doesn't, every little thing becomes a question mark. You start wondering, why didn't he call? Why did he change? What did I do wrong? That's not love. That's confusion. A woman in love gives everything, her loyalty, her care, her heart. But sometimes she gives so much that she forgets herself. She becomes so busy trying to prove she's worth loving that she doesn't notice she's the only one trying. And that's when love turns into pain. See, real love doesn't make you chase. It doesn't keep you guessing. It doesn't make you feel unwanted. When someone truly loves you, their consistency is the proof. They don't disappear when you need them most. They don't pull away when things get hard. They stay. They reassure you, not confuse you. Sometimes you have to stop asking, does he love me? And start asking, do I feel at peace with him? Because peace is love's strongest evidence. If you can't sleep at night because you're always overthinking what he meant, if your heart hurts more than it heals, if you feel more anxiety than joy, that's not love. That's chaos disguised as care. The truth is, love isn't supposed to be that complicated. Yes, relationships take work, but they shouldn't drain your soul. When love is real, you don't feel like you're competing. You don't feel like you're too much or not enough. You feel seen, you feel valued, you feel calm. A man who loves you will protect your emotions. He won't play with your mind just to see how much you can handle. He won't ghost you to test your patience. He won't manipulate your kindness. He will care for your heart like it's something precious because he understands it is. But when a man doesn't love you, he will keep you confused on purpose. He'll give you just enough attention to keep you hoping, but never enough commitment to make you secure. That's not love. That's control. And confusion is the weapon of people who don't have genuine intentions. You deserve someone who brings you peace, not pain. Someone whose presence feels like home, not a battlefield. Love should feel like breathing, natural, steady, and freeing. It should not feel like walking on eggshells. When you're with the right person, you'll know it not by how much they say they love you, but by how safe you feel when you're with them. The wrong one will make you question yourself. The right one will make you believe in yourself again. So stop confusing emotional chaos with passion. Stop thinking that love has to hurt to be real. It doesn't. The man who truly loves you will never let you wonder how he feels. He will make sure you know it every single day, not because you ask for reassurance, but because he wants you to feel secure. That's what love is: peace, clarity, and consistency. Anything that costs you your peace is far too expensive to call love. You can't fix someone by loving them harder. That's one of the hardest lessons life will ever teach you, especially when your heart is soft and your intentions are pure. When you love someone, you want to believe your love can heal them, that your care can change them, your patience can calm them, and your loyalty can make them realize your worth. But people don't change because you love them. They change because they want to. No matter how deeply you care, no matter how many chances you give, no matter how much of yourself you pour into someone who's emotionally unavailable, you can't make them become who they're not ready to be. Love is not a project, and you are not a repair shop. You can't turn brokenness into wholeness when the other person is committed to staying the same. A woman with a big heart often believes that her love can save a man who's been hurt, neglected, or abandoned. She'll see his potential instead of his patterns. She'll see what he could become, not what he's showing right now. She'll tell herself, if I love him right, he'll change. But love doesn't fix pain that someone refuses to face. You can hold him, you can pray for him, you can encourage him. But if he's not ready to deal with his demons, he'll keep taking it out on you. You'll find yourself trying harder and harder while he stays the same, until you start losing yourself in the process. The truth is, love can't heal someone who isn't willing to heal themselves. Real love requires two people who are both ready to grow. You can't build a healthy relationship by yourself. You can't love enough for both of you. You can't pour from an empty cup and expect things to work. You have to understand that your love is a gift, not a cure. When you love someone who doesn't love themselves, they'll end up draining you because they don't have the capacity to receive what you give. They'll take your kindness as a weakness. They'll mistake your forgiveness for permission. And little by little, they'll break the very heart that's trying to help them. You can't heal someone by sacrificing your own happiness. That's not love. That's self-destruction. Love should bring out the best in both people, not bury one person while the other grows. When you find yourself crying more than you smile, apologizing for things you didn't do, and feeling like you're not enough, that's your sign. You're trying to fix someone who's not even trying for you. You're fighting battles that aren't yours to fight. And no matter how good your heart is, you deserve someone who meets you halfway. You deserve love that feels safe, love that feels mutual, love that doesn't make you question your worth. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that love alone is enough. It's not. It takes honesty, effort, and emotional maturity. Without those things, love turns into pain. You can't teach a man how to treat you if he doesn't want to learn. You can't show him how to love you if he doesn't see value in your heart. So stop thinking that if you just hold on a little longer, he'll change. Stop thinking that one more sacrifice will make him see your worth. Because the more you love someone who's not ready, the more you lose pieces of yourself trying to keep them whole. One day you'll realize that you were never supposed to fix him. You were supposed to learn from him. Learn how to stop overgiving, how to stop making excuses, how to stop believing that love means saving someone. Real love doesn't require you to rescue anyone. It requires two healed people who choose each other every day without manipulation, without games, and without pain. So let go of the idea that your love can fix him. It's not your job to rebuild someone who keeps choosing to stay broken. Your job is to love yourself enough to walk away when your heart is no longer respected. Being used doesn't mean you're weak. It means you cared. It means you had the courage to love with an open heart in a world where most people hold back. You gave your time, your effort, and your emotions to someone who didn't know how to value them. That's not weakness. That's strength. It takes strength to love fully, even when the risk is high. But what hurts most is when your kindness gets mistaken for naivety, when your loyalty gets taken for granted, and when your love gets used as a convenience rather than cherished as a gift. You didn't lose because you loved deeply. They lost because they couldn't handle something real. You see, people who use others aren't strong. They're empty. They take from others because they can't create genuine happiness on their own. They crave attention, validation, and affection, but they don't want to earn it. They want it handed to them. So they target people like you, people with big hearts, people who care, people who listen, people who show up even when no one else does. And you, with your loving nature, thought they saw your worth, but they only saw an opportunity. They took your empathy and turned it into their comfort zone. They took your presence and used it to fill their loneliness. Then, when they got what they wanted, they disappeared like nothing happened. But here's the truth: you weren't foolish. You were human. There's nothing shameful about having a good heart. What's shameful is using someone's love just to feel powerful. You can't let the pain of being used make you bitter. Let it make you wiser. Learn from it. Learn to protect your energy, to set boundaries, to recognize the difference between someone who values you and someone who just needs you. You can't control how others treat you, but you can control what you allow. Being kind doesn't mean letting people walk all over you. It means loving without losing yourself. It means knowing when to walk away from people who only take but never give. You probably replay the moments in your mind, wondering why you didn't see it sooner. But the truth is, people who love purely don't look for hidden motives. They see the best in others. You didn't miss the signs because you were blind. You missed them because your heart was genuine. But now you know better. Now you understand that not everyone deserves your heart. Some people come into your life to teach you how to be stronger, not softer. They teach you that love without boundaries becomes self-destruction. They teach you that not everyone who says, "I care," actually means it. And they teach you that sometimes the biggest act of love is walking away. You don't need to regret caring. That love you gave, it wasn't wasted. It was an expression of who you are, not a reflection of who they were. It showed your capacity to love, to give, to stand by someone even when they didn't deserve it. That's rare. That's powerful. One day, someone will come along who won't use your love, but will mirror it. They'll see your heart and know how to handle it gently. Until then, you have to learn to pour that love back into yourself. Being used isn't your final chapter. It's your turning point. It's what teaches you the value of your peace, your time, and your soul. The next time someone tries to take advantage of your kindness, you'll recognize it sooner. You'll stop confusing attachment for love and attention for care. You'll learn that love should be mutual, not one-sided. You'll learn that giving is beautiful, but giving to the wrong person is painful. And above all, you'll learn that being used doesn't define you. It refines you. It builds your strength, your wisdom, and your power to choose better next time. Red flags are warnings, not decorations. They're not meant to be ignored just because you want the story to end differently. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. The small lies, the inconsistent behavior, the mixed signals, the sudden distance, those aren't coincidences, they're patterns. But too often, when your heart is involved, you overlook the truth. You convince yourself that things will change, that maybe he's just stressed, or maybe you're overthinking. You silence your intuition because you don't want to lose him. But ignoring red flags never saves a relationship. It only delays the heartbreak. The things that bother you in the beginning will eventually break you in the end. Every relationship gives you signals early on. You notice how he talks to you, how he treats others, how he reacts when he's angry, and how he behaves when you need him. Those small details reveal everything. But when you fall in love with potential instead of reality, You start creating excuses for the things that hurt you. You tell yourself he's just not good at expressing feelings, or that he'll change once he's ready. But change doesn't happen through your patience. It happens through his accountability. If he doesn't take responsibility for his actions now, he won't suddenly become better later. People rarely change for someone else. They change when they're ready to face themselves. The red flags you ignore become the pain you live with. That man who's emotionally distant in the beginning doesn't suddenly become attentive later. The man who lies about small things doesn't magically become honest when it matters most. The one who plays games with your emotions doesn't suddenly decide to respect your heart. What you see is what you get, and if you keep pretending not to see it, you end up hurting yourself. You think you're protecting the relationship, but really you're betraying your peace. So many women stay in situations where love feels more like survival than comfort. They keep hoping he'll wake up one day and realize what he has. But the truth is, if someone truly values you, you won't have to beg them to treat you right. You won't have to remind them of your worth. You won't have to keep explaining why their actions hurt you. The right person will see your value without you having to convince them. And the wrong one will keep testing how much pain you're willing to tolerate. That's why red flags matter. They protect you from investing your heart in someone who's only pretending to care. You have to stop romanticizing potential and start paying attention to consistency. Potential says, hey, could be everything I want if he just tried. Consistency says, hey, already is. One is a dream, the other is reality. Stop falling for who someone could be and start recognizing who they are right now. Because love isn't about waiting for someone to change. It's about choosing someone who doesn't make you question your worth in the first place. Your intuition always knows when something isn't right. That tight feeling in your chest, that little voice that says, this doesn't feel good. That's your warning. Don't silence it. Don't let loneliness convince you to settle for confusion. Don't let chemistry blind you to character. The same red flags you ignore today will be the reasons you cry tomorrow. Save yourself the heartbreak by listening early. When someone shows inconsistency, dishonesty, or disrespect, that's not love. That's manipulation. And every time you make excuses for it, you teach them how to treat you. Stop normalizing behavior that hurts you. Stop calling toxicity passion. Stop accepting pain just to avoid being alone. You deserve love that feels safe, not uncertain. You deserve effort that's consistent, not conditional. The right person will never make you ignore your own peace just to keep them. Letting go is power. It's not weakness, and it's not giving up. It's choosing yourself after realizing someone else never truly chose you. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop trying to force what's not meant for you. You can't hold on to someone who's already let go in their heart. You can't build a future with someone who's comfortable keeping you in confusion. Sometimes love isn't enough to make someone stay. And no matter how much you give, if the other person isn't meeting you halfway, all that effort turns into exhaustion. The truth is, letting go isn't the end of your story. It's the start of your healing. You are the prize. Never forget that. In a world where people make you question your worth, where love often feels like competition, you need to remember that being chosen doesn't make you valuable. You were valuable long before anyone saw it. You don't become worthy when someone finally notices you. You were worthy from the start. The problem is that too many people forget their own power when they fall in love. They start giving pieces of themselves away, hoping someone will see their value. But the truth is, if someone can't recognize your worth, it's not your job to convince them. The right person won't need a reminder. They'll know it the moment they meet you. When you know you're the prize, you stop chasing, you stop begging, and you stop settling for almost. You stop explaining why you deserve love and respect because you understand that your presence is already enough. People who truly love themselves don't accept half effort from others. They don't tolerate inconsistency, mixed signals, or being treated like an option. They don't lower their standards just to keep someone around. When you finally understand your worth, you stop being afraid of losing people. You start realizing that the only thing you should fear losing is your peace. Too many people believe love means proving themselves, showing how loyal they can be or how much they can tolerate. But love isn't supposed to be a test of endurance. You don't earn someone's love by suffering for it. If someone only sees your value when you're gone, that's not love, that's regret. And you should never wait around for regret to turn into effort. The moment you have to beg for love, it stops being love. A man who truly values you will make sure you never have to question it. You have to remind yourself that you bring something special to the table. Your loyalty, your kindness, your energy, your peace. Those things can't be replaced. You're not easily duplicated, and once you start believing that, your entire energy changes. You start moving differently. You stop chasing attention and start attracting respect. You stop trying to prove your worth and start living like you already know it. The prize doesn't chase, it gets chosen. But being the prize doesn't mean arrogance. It means confidence. It means knowing that your love is valuable, your time is precious, and your heart is sacred. When you forget your worth, you start accepting the bare minimum. You start believing that attention is love, that consistency is too much to ask for, and that being chosen sometimes is better than being alone. But when you truly know who you are, you stop allowing people to play with your emotions. You stop tolerating confusion. You stop explaining why you deserve to be treated right. Because deep down, you know your value doesn't decrease just because someone else failed to see it. You were never meant to beg for love. You were meant to receive it freely from someone who recognizes your light without you having to dim it. You are the blessing, the calm, the peace someone's been searching for. And when the right person comes along, you won't have to prove anything. They'll see your worth, they'll protect your heart, and they'll make sure you never question your value again. But until that day comes, you have to be your own validation. You are not too much. You are not hard to love. You're simply too real for people who don't value authenticity. The moment you stop trying to fit into places where you're not appreciated, everything changes. You attract people who respect you, energy that uplifts you, and opportunities that match your worth. So walk with your head high, speak with confidence, and love yourself like you are the prize. Because you are. You always were.